Cal, BHP UK, and a bike that we have been quite looking forward to developing. It's the Voge DS900X. Chinese-made motorcycle, but I think the stigma attached to that has got to come to an end. So much of the stuff that you've got in your life is made in China. So many components on any vehicle that you drive will originate in China. This comes with, what's obviously interesting to us, is the BMW 900 engine. 895cc, twin cylinder, 270-degree crank. It's obviously liquid cooled, 8-valve, double overhead cam, maximum power of 95 brake horsepower. Obviously we'll see how much we actually get at the wheel when we get it onto the dyno very soon. This bike has come to us and it's already had the rear muffler delete. We're going to put that back on because we've got to run the bike in stock format so we know how the factory have set it up. Any modifications we will tune in after that. But we've got to get all the base data correct with the bike in stock format. So we're going to put that back on, then we'll get it on the dyno and we'll take the initial readings. Bike is £9,000 plus on the road costs, and possibly you could negotiate those into the deal if you caught the salesman on the right day. But for that, you get a huge amount of bike. Now, obviously we're interested in the engine. As far as the rest of the features are concerned, I'm just going to read them off my phone. KYB suspension, fully adjustable rear shock. Impressive Brembo braking with ABS. It's definitely Brembo. Whether or not it's impressive, you'll have to make your own mind up. 7-inch full colour display. Keyless go. Heated seats and heated grips. Pirelli tyres as standard. Full LED lighting. Comes with a luggage system, and very, very impressively, it comes with cruise control as standard. Has a dash cam fitted to it. It comes with the protection bars on. Has a quick shifter and lots of electronic aids apparently, different modes and such like. But I think most impressively, it also has a rear radar system, which you only really get on the flagship models from either BMW or Ducati. So it's a huge amount of bike for £9,000. Not ridden it myself yet. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of getting the data on the dyno, getting it set up on the dyno. I will take it for a ride in between taking the data and developing a map for it so we know what it rides like on the road. I have got carte blanche. It's a very, very good customer of ours that owns this bike. We've done quite a few bikes for him in the past, so he's happy for us to test it, road test it, get it on the dyno. And obviously he'll get his bike back fully developed and with one of our maps on it. Do join us for the ride, because as soon as that is on, we've got another bike coming off the dyno and this is going to go straight in and be fully data logged. So here we are, back in the dyno room, the chamber of dreams or nightmares sometimes. But we have put the midsection of the exhaust system back in place. It is now fully back to standard. We are going to do what we always do and run it up, logging all the parameters via the OBD socket and see how Voge have set it up at the factory, and then come up with a tuning strategy to make it fuel properly, get rid of all that lumpiness at the bottom. That's what's been reported to us really, is that it's very, very lumpy right at the bottom. So that's what we're looking out for, and we'll see if we can write a tune to make it fuel and run perfectly. So that's the first batch of base runs done on the factory setup. It comes really as no surprise that below 50% throttle openings, the bike is running very, very lean, as you would expect a Euro 5 bike to do. Above that, it's actually fairly rich, to be honest with you. We'll start making some modifications to the top and the bottom end of the throttle openings, see what kind of an effect it has. As a tuner, I don't generally take away fuel if the factory have put it in as standard, just for the sake of achieving 13.2 to 1 air fuel ratio. We will try some bits without fueling, we'll see what the results do, and then we'll make a decision as to which way we're going to go with the tuning strategy on this bike. So the Voge 900, it's been a really interesting project actually. The stock bike surprises us a little bit in that everything above 50% accelerator opening was actually okay. The fueling was fine. There were some little bits to be done on it, but it wasn't to do with the fueling. Most owners that we've spoken to with these bikes all complain about how hesitant the bike is and how lumpy it is, especially when you're pulling away. Now that is explained by how lean the bike is at 25% throttle and below. You can see that it's very lean. It's about 15 to 1, all the way up to about 7,000 RPM, and then it drops below the datum line. It's rich enough. The red line is 25% accelerator opening, the blue line is 50, the green line is 75, and the orange line representing 100%. The first thing that we had to do was smooth out the fueling below 25%, and that's what we did. You can see here now we've dropped the fueling right to the datum line. It's running pretty much 13.2 wherever you are, and that really has transformed the bike in the way that it pulls away and it reacts at low throttle openings and low RPM. The bike now has got rid of all the throttle latencies, and that lumpy running has been totally eliminated. At 50%, we didn't have to do a huge amount to the fuel. It is, like I said, probably a tad over rich. As a general rule of thumb, I don't remove fuel just for the sake of removing fuel. We did try taking a little bit out, had no real effects, so we put it back in, altered some other parameters in the engine, and now you can see that the big dip in power between 5.5 and 8,000 has been reduced fairly significantly. There is still a little bit of a concave shape there. The power delivery does feel very flat and very linear. At 100%, we went up from 91 to 96 brake horsepower, so a sizable gain at the top. That's really only noticeable above 7,000 RPM. So we've got everything done really as far as we need to for the bike in stock format. This bike's now come back to us. It has had a cat eliminating link pipe fitted, and so we're just going to strap it up again, see what tweaks we need to make to accommodate that modification in, so it's still fueling and running as it should, and we'll see what we can do with it, and we'll see what sort of a difference that Decat actually does make to the performance of the bike. So that's all the runs done now with the bike decatted. Didn't make as much of a difference as we'd expect it to. The stock cat is obviously not as restrictive as you would imagine. It does make the bike sound a little bit nicer, but the biggest gains really were to be had at about 75% throttle. The flat spot at 4,000 RPM has been ironed out. It does give you a much more linear and a nicer parabola. At 100% again, the flat spot at 4,000 RPM has been ironed out a touch, but above that really, as far as maximum power output is concerned, you don't actually gain very much at all. In actual fact, dyno run to dyno run, it was down by about 1/4 of a horsepower. We can put that down to conditions of the day, I'd imagine, and I'd say really at the top end it's pretty much the same as a stock bike, just a little bit smoother at the bottom. So that's the Voge 900, all fully developed, fully wrapped up. We're really happy with what we can do with the bike. We have done quite a few of these now on our dyno already. The price point and the spec on this bike is always going to make it popular. With the mapping done, it really does ride well on the road. This is a bike that's available on our ECU Flasher, so should you not be local to us, this is a device that lets you read your bike, send that file to us, we modify it and send it back to you. Really do hope you're enjoying what we're bringing to the channel. Please do hit the like, subscribe and the bell icon. It does keep you notified of any new content that we're bringing to you.